Bum, bum, bum. So we're recording now.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you all know, last week I went to the Power of Success, and the speakers were Molly Bloom, who's, if you haven't seen Molly's Game, you need to rent that movie. It's fairly new. I think it just came out of theaters, so it's not on Netflix yet. But she got up and told her story. Her story was about like that she has risen to the top and fallen and had to start all over again like 3 times in her life. So like 4 years ago, she was standing before a federal court judge, potentially facing like upwards of 10 years in prison. And then last year, she was at the Oscars because her movie was nominated for an Oscar about the story of her life. So anyways, that was one of the speakers. Gary John Bishop was another one. JT Fox. These are all people who are personal development like mentors. So if you're looking for somebody to follow along on social media or in your life for personal development, and again, this doesn't even have to relate back to business. This can be just for personal life. But it's just a bonus for people that are trying to build a business, because these people like empower you. Like the motivation that you get out of these people and listening to their stories just kind of like sets you on fire. Tony Robbins had the place friggin' rocking. We were all dancing, and holy shit, they had doctors chasing him around because he actually has like a heart condition. So as he's running through the crowd, like clapping and dancing, his little medical team is chasing after him with their medical bags up and down the aisles for fear that I think he was going to just fall over dead. But anyways, the one I want to focus on tonight is Rachel Hollis. So if you haven't read Girl Wash Your Face or Girl Stop Apologizing, those are her 2 New York Times best-selling books. And her whole speech at the Power of Success Summit that I was at is based on her 5 tips to being successful in business. Okay? Her very first tip is always be intentional AF. So she wouldn't say it. We all know what AF means. Intentional AF. You need to have a plan in place. And for her, she has every minute of her life thought out and planned, which isn't humanly possible for a lot of people. But her whole implication of that was, we all have busy lives. We all have crazy schedules. We have busy ass lives. We have kids in sports. We have work. We have everything that we're trying to balance. So the more intentional you can be with your business, the better off you will be in success. So you're thinking of something big. You have a dream, you have a plan, you have a goal in place of what you want to achieve. There's a reason that you started this business. You need to be intentional with your plan to stay on track for that business. You cannot let your crazy schedule, your busy life interfere with your intention to make this business a success. So whether it's only 10 or 15 minutes a day, that has to become a non-negotiable. That is something that you have to show up for every day. If that's your plan, if it's to touch on your business every day for 10 or 15 minutes, that's a non-negotiable, like brushing your teeth. It's something you do every day. Feel it, think about it, and it has to become intentional in order to achieve it. So that's her number 1, intentional AF, all the time. Number 2, grateful AF. So if anything, like she basically said, we were sitting there in this Power of Success Summit from 7 in the morning until 6:30 at night. And she said, like, if you don't take anything else out of this day, I want you to take this. Have a gratitude practice. So I want you every day to write down 5 things that you're grateful for. 5 things. If you take that into your everyday, if you make that something that you practice every day, a gratitude practice, it will fundamentally change you. Not big things. This is not, you're not grateful for your husband, for your house, for your health. Those are not things you're grateful for. They have to be small moments They have to be things that you're looking for. So it can be that great cup of coffee you had. It can be a compliment you received from someone. It can be someone letting you in traffic. Small things. You're spending your day looking for gratitude. You will find it. The thing is, we don't see life as it is. We see life as we are. So if you perceive that life is awesome, full of opportunity and full of things for you to be grateful for, then that's what it will be. Okay? On the flip side, if you're constantly worrying about not having enough money, not being successful enough, things that are troubling, then that is what you will have. It's so freaking simple to just put your mind into a place of gratitude. So a daily gratitude practice where you're intentional all day in looking for things that make you grateful. And that keeps your mind in a grateful position, which will then keep you out of a negative space. So I hope that makes sense. Like, she probably explained it much better than me, but it all ties in. Her number 3 reason that I am successful is because I am comfortable with being uncomfortable. Embrace the fact, she actually said, I have a tattoo on my wrist, and the tattoo says, embrace the suck. And her husband says to her, you are officially the only female in the world that has that tattooed on you. But the reason that she has that is to constantly remind herself that everything beautiful, great, and incredible in your life comes on the other side of a really hard season. So then she said, how many of you in this room are in or have just overcome a really hard season, or have went through in your life a really hard season? And a room of 8,000 people, 7,990 of us put our hands up. And the other 10 were too ashamed to admit it. Everybody in that room was there for a reason. Everybody in that room has went through a hard season. You try to achieve a goal. So you put a plan into place and you think, I'm going to climb that mountain. That peak is my goal. I'm going to get there. You become intentional with showing up every day. You're grateful for the experience. You're grateful for your running shoes. You're grateful for your partner who's coming with you on this journey. You're grateful. You're coming out the other side of a hard season and you've decided, I'm going to put this plan in place. I'm going to reach this goal. But it seems like every step forward that you take, something gets thrown at you. There's something hard. And the way she related that back to business is, say you've started this business, you're so excited, you've got this plan in place, you're launching, you love the products, you can't wait to share your testimony, and then your best friend is not on board with you, or your mother doesn't agree with the decision that you've made to join this business, or you get a hard no from somebody. Things get thrown in your path, and that makes it easy for you to back out. That makes it easy for you to decide, well, life doesn't want me to succeed. I'm obviously not supposed to do this. The negative starts to come into your mind. When you get the courage to call the shot, when you get the courage to actually pick that goal and decide, this is my end game. This is where I'm going. I'm going to the top. I'm going to grow this business. I know what I want. I know what I know. You start walking along and friends start complaining. Friends start complaining because you're changing, or your husband says you're changing. You're changing. Things are changing in you. You're not the same as you used to be. Or your parents don't agree, or your friends don't agree, your coworkers don't agree with the route you're taking. You're trying to do something good for you, for your life. You're showing up for you, but everything gets hard in your life. And you think, I just want to give up. It's easy for me to just give up. Other people make it look so easy online. It seems to me like on Instagram, that girl looks like it's perfect for her. It's worked out. She's got all these followers. She's a 6-figure earner. Things are perfect. You use that discomfort to stop doing what you're doing and pull yourself out of the race because it gets difficult. But what if those things are put in your way to actually make you stronger for the road ahead, not to knock you down and make you stop. They're actually put there to make you stronger so that you have that strength to get to the summit, to get to the top of that mountain. But you stop just before you get there because it gets hard. Just because it's hard doesn't mean you're wrong and doesn't mean you're not supposed to achieve it. You have to become so comfortable with being uncomfortable, because the only thing that will get you to the next level is your willingness to stay in this place. If you decide you're not willing to stay in this comfortable place, you're okay with moving out of that into an uncomfortable position to move forward, then that's where your business will start to grow. You need to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's number 3. Number 4 is fear of failure. So being not afraid to fail. Most people will not do anything because they are afraid of what will happen if they fail. You're not afraid of failure. You just have an ego problem. You're afraid of people seeing you fail. What if things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you? If you have dreams and you don't go after them, you're already at a no. So you're already at the same place now than you would be if you tried something and failed. Does that make sense? If you don't make the choice to start, you're already at a no. You've said no. But if you try it and you fail, then you're back at that same position that you started in. So what's the risk attached? You either succeed or you learn. Do you know that if you fail at something, you can just try again? Most of the things you're afraid of will go away today if you just have the guts to say them out loud. It's usually about other people and what they will think. But what doesn't change if you fail is you. You don't change. If you fail, you will learn, but it's not going to change you as a person. You don't become a failure because you fail. So you don't change in a negative way. I shouldn't say that. I didn't word that right. You will change in a positive way because you will learn from it. But you as a person do not become a failure just because you fail. What did I write here? Oh, what is holding you back? That was her big tagline. You will be the same incredible, worthy person whether you fail or succeed. So why not try? Number 5, she's like, I stand back up because I've fallen down. I've been knocked down many times, but I stand back up. So she said she is a high school graduate from I don't even know the name of the town. It's like a population of 300 in the middle of friggin' Iowa or something, a tiny little town, who never ever took a writing class. And now she has 2 New York Times #1 bestsellers as an author. She sold over 5 million books. She has a #1 business podcast in the world and a high 8-figure business. She built this all using Google. Everything that you want to know to do is online for free. So for us in this business, this is all a duplicatable business. It's all laid out for us. Everything is done. There's nothing we actually have to do but share what other people have already succeeded in building for us. So the training, the education, the motivation, it's all available online. Ignorance is a choice. You choose to not get help or grow in your business. You are not actively trying to seek help because staying here is comfortable. This again is why you need to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, with moving forward. There is no reason why she should have succeeded. The only reason she did is because every time she got knocked down, she stood back up. So many of us want what our leaders and mentors have. They all started in the same place that we are. At different times, they just didn't quit. That's the difference. Every time they get knocked down, they get back up. Every time they have a failure, they get back up. Every time they get a hard no, they get back up. And they go on. It is not easy, and it never gets easier to get your ass kicked. Your skin just gets thicker. So stand back up. You all have the potential to change people's lives with the information that you have. Families and communities deserve to know what we know. They are not doing it because they had one failure or 5 failures and they were like, well, I guess that's it. I might as well just give up. You can always try again. Stop drowning in what other people might think of you, because you get one chance and it is your life to live. So live your life on purpose. Boom.
Oh my God, Jess, that was incredible.
It was, I mean, she was obviously way more like theatrical because she had rehearsed it, but.
Right.
Oh,
no, but so much value. Like,
oh, and so simple. So simple. Those 5 things.
Yeah, it really is.
If you really think about how freaking simple those 5 things are to do, there's no reason that we can't succeed. We all just have to get out of our own heads.
100%. 100%.
Okay. So I'm going to turn off the recording now.
Okay.